Get ready to attend the Jellicle Ball.
Jellicle moon is shining bright. Jellicles come to the Jellicle Ball.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're doing a deep dive into everything we know about the Cats movie so far. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this essay, we're looking at all the information we have about this 2019 release. You probably heard the buzz that the lauded Broadway musical Cats was being adapted for the big screen, and wondered how they'd possibly pull it off. After seeing the initial trailer, critics and viewers were even more perplexed by this project. So we're taking the time today to do an in-depth look into the production, casting, and key figures behind this much-anticipated film. First, let's go back to the very beginning.
How long have you two known each other?
Oh, let's put it this way. Cats was just kittens.
What is Cats the Musical? The story told in the stage show was actually already adapted from another medium, a book of poetry by T.S. Eliot entitled Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. It's a strange and quirky work, and in fact many of the songs that made it into the final Broadway production are based directly on individual poems from the collection.
Needs a name that's particular, a name that's peculiar, and more dignified.
Famed composer Andrew Lloyd Webber began working on adapting the work in the late 70s, and by the early 80s, Cats had its debut in both London's West End and on Broadway. For a long time, Cats held the record for being the longest-running musical in both markets, showing for 21 years in London and 18 in New York. Cats has been given credit for kicking off what is referred to as the mega musical phenomenon, which popularized Broadway musicals for the masses and changed the medium by putting more of a focus on widely appealing big-budget productions that would appeal to families and tourists.
Are you blind when you're born?
Can you see in the dark?
Cats has already been adapted to film once before in a 1998 movie that ended up going directly to video, and was essentially a filmed version of the stage show.
And there isn't any use for you to doubt it.
For he will do as he did do.
And there's no doing anything about it.
So what is Cats actually about?
My mind may be wandering, but I confess, I believe it is all eternally.
Well, it tells the story about a group of Jellicles, which is how T.S. Eliot referred to dear little cats, who must choose one from among their own to go to what is essentially cat heaven and hopefully return reborn for a new life. It's admittedly a bit of a strange story, which lends itself to plenty of fun and nonsense.
At the center of this incredibly entertaining, comedic, fantastical musical is a very timely story about the importance of inclusion and redemption.
Now that we have all the background about the story, let's talk about the upcoming release, which is set to hit theaters on December 20th, 2019. When the trailer was released on July 18th, people were seriously perplexed by it, with some even questioning if it was just one big joke. The reviews of the clip shown were overwhelmingly quite negative, with many deeming the mix of live action and CGI to be unnerving, verging into the uncanny valley. Seeing so many big-name stars, we'll get to that later, dressed up in catsuits was also pretty comical, and seemed difficult to take seriously. So, who's actually behind this adaptation? Perhaps most importantly, Tom Hooper is directing, and it will be something of a musical follow-up.
I think it could really only be done by a director like Tom Hooper. He understands the spectacle of Cats.
He's no stranger to adapting hugely popular stage shows for the screen, because he did it with 2012's Les Miserables.
Who am I? 2, 4, 6 of 1.
He also directed The King's Speech, for which he took home the Best Director Oscar.
I believe you two have met. but I don't think you know King George VI.
It was very nice to meet you.
Andy Blankenbuehler, who is known for his work on Hamilton, among other things, is also involved with the project. He actually did the choreography for the 2016 Broadway revival of Cats, so he's perfectly positioned, yeah, we had to have a hand in creating the dance sequences in the film. Of course, the film, like the play, is a musical, and many of the fan-favorite songs will be present, along with at least one new tune that has been announced for Victoria to sing. Because the story is most familiar to people as it appears on the stage, many have wondered how it will be adapted for a movie. The first interesting thing, which was on display in the trailer, is the use of CGI, which was achieved with motion capture catsuits that the performers wore. The film's director called this digital fur technology, and trust us, we've got a lot of questions. What will add an extra element of whimsy to the production is the fact that the cats in the film are supposed to be the size of average cats. So the set pieces around them, which have been built by the way, will seem gigantic, giving viewers the real feline perspective.
The scale of this film is huge, 3 or 4 times bigger for the cat perspective.
If this movie were being produced with unknown actors in the major roles, we have a feeling that it wouldn't be getting nearly as much attention.
We are no longer actors, we are cats. So I really want to feel it. I want to feel that we're all cats.
To call the cast star-studded would be a major understatement. Mega star Taylor Swift will be portraying Bombalurina, Jennifer Hudson will be taking on the role of Grisabella, Ian McKellen will appear as Gus the theater cat, Idris Elba will be Macavity, Judi Dench is playing Old Deuteronomy, James Corden will be seen as Bustopher Jones, Rebel Wilson will add her typical hilarity to Jenny Anydots, and Jason Derulo is Rum Tum Tugger. Interestingly, Judi Dench actually has a history with cats that many may not be aware of. She was set to appear in the original West End production, but a string of injuries meant she was forced to back out. So the fact that she was able to come back to the story decades later seems nearly miraculous.
And I thought that that was my history with cats. But it turns out not to be.
The role of Victoria the White Cat went to Francesca Hayward, who may not be a major Hollywood name. Yet.
I haven't seen you before, have I?
She's actually the principal dancer at London's Royal Ballet, which is important since her role is one that features a major dance solo.
And Frankie Hayward is such a fine, he's one of the best dancers in the world as principal of the Royal Ballet.
There has already been controversy about her appearance in the trailer, however, because though Hayward is a mixed race, her skin tone is not at all evident in her costume because the cat who she's portraying is all white. By choosing Hayward to play this role instead of a more recognizable actor, though, the producers have shown that they're committed to making dance a major part of this production. Are you excited to see Cats? Let us know in the comments.
Are you going to try for a different life?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.